So in 1955, President Richard Nixon issued an executive order limiting all speed limits to 55 miles an hour nationally. So it's due to a conflict with OPEC, the Organization for Exporting Oil, and although this conflict only lasted for about a year, the national conversation changed from one of conserving oil to one of safety. Now, what's interesting to me about this is that before the speed limit was lowered, most highway speed limits were around 70 miles an hour, and cars were much more dangerous back then, but we still haven't got there, at least in New Jersey. The clip that I'm showing now shows exactly how far we've come in about 50 years in terms of car safety technology. As you can see, that older car, the passenger area gets completely crumbled and that dummy is not walking away, while the one in the newer car is most certainly fine. So the newer cars are able to travel at much higher speeds comfortably and are much safer, but our speed limits are still lower than those of the era of the older car. So that leads us to what is happening now, and that is that cars are driving faster than ever even though speed limits don't reflect it. So this is 295, the speed limit is 65 miles an hour, and we've set our cruise control to 65 miles an hour. And we are being passed constantly by everything from sedans to big rigs. Now, this is not good because what leads to accidents is these interactions on the road. And what do we do now? What we need is for the New Jersey Department of Transportation to reevaluate our speed limits, specifically for Route 55 and Route 295. The way that most traffic engineers like to go about this is to use the 85th percentile rule, which basically says that the speed that 85% of drivers travel at is going to be the safest speed for a road, because most drivers are surprisingly good at figuring out what a safe and comfortable speed for them to be traveling at is. Having speed limits that actually make sense considering the flow of traffic would lead to much safer roads overall, because there would be less passing and less speed differential, which is the main cause of most accidents. Every time that you get passed in a car or pass someone in a car, that is another opportunity for an accident on the road. Along with getting rid of those potential mistakes, higher speed limits on these roads would lead to these roads being used more, and according to safety statistics, these roads have lower rates of accidents compared to, say, your normal country road or anything that really isn't a highway. Now, there's always a couple arguments that pop up when anyone discusses raising the speed limit. The main one being that if people are already going 10 over in the 65 mile per hour zone, aren't they going to be going 80 if it's a 70 mile per hour zone? And this isn't true, because multiple studies have proven that people are already going the speed that they're comfortable with on these roads, and they're not going to drive at a speed that they perceive as dangerous just because the speed limit sign has been changed. The speed limit signs don't really do much besides give the maximum legal speed that you're allowed to go without violating the law. The other argument that always crops up is one that says police don't actually pull you over if you're going below 80 miles per hour on these roads. And while that may be true in a lot of cases, the fact that they can pull you over for going the speed that is probably the safest for the road is wrong. These artificially low speed limits give police probable cause to pull you over, question you, and potentially it could lead to a lot of other things. So the speed limit should accurately reflect what the safe speed for a road is and not give police a reason to pull you over. So basically, New Jersey, please raise the speed limits or reevaluate them and justify what they are to us. Thanks for watching.